What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Lots of stuff to talk about today. I've got a bumper episode. I was going to do two 20-minute videos, but if in the instance I can't get them up twice in one day, I've just made one 40-minute video. Or it's about 40 minutes anyway, it might be bang on 40 minutes. As you can see on the screen right now, this is the team that I bought. I was going to do this live and I ended up just not doing it live. I've been like, because of the way I use the Road to Glory account, I would argue that it's my main account as well, to be fair. Like, my other account is like a YouTube account. I use it for pack openings, squad building challenges, mini-series with other YouTubers and squad builders and stuff. So yeah, I would argue that... this is like my main account. This account is like, this is my baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've spent so much time, so much effort on this account. Like, the way I use it is so intermittent throughout the day. For example, after I record this video for 40 minutes, whilst it's rendering, which will take about an hour, I'll sit on my Road to Glory account and do some maintenance. Maybe throw some fitness cards on some players that need it, relist players in the trade pile, have a look for squad building challenge players that are cheap, look at building squads, custom tactics, going through the club, finding any players that I have that are bronze or expensive, yada yada yada, and just getting through all that sort of stuff. But it's hard to kind of like capture all of that into video format. So what we've got today is actually a really backwards set of stuff. What you're seeing now is gameplay with the Red Theo Walcott. You're then going to see some other stuff, and then you're going to see me do the Squad Builder Challenge for the Movember Ibra, which I actually got before I got the Red Theo Walcott. Then you're going to see the gameplay with Movember Ibra. It's a mess, which is why I've bumbled it all together, because once we get through this, what I have at the end of this is my squad that I've built for Foot Champs this weekend, which has started already by the time you're watching this. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to show you the gameplay, then I'm going to do a squad builder for Foot Champs live and do a club tour and stuff on Sunday, and then Monday or Sunday night will be Foot Champs gameplay. I don't know. So it's a mess. As I said, it's a mess. Lots to talk about though. And the first thing I wanted to go for was... where is it? So Big Jess Gaming, or Big Jesse Gaming, says this isn't clickbait but rather intelligent marketing. Net knows that if somebody sees Foot Champ rewards, they'll assume it's the packs. However, he did put a question mark after the title and it does not say anywhere pack opening or packs. Stop being butthurt, watch the content, drink it all in and enjoy. And this is in reference to the video title of Thursday's video, because it's titled Monthly Rewards. And what it wasn't clever marketing and it wasn't clickbait. It was literally just a unfortunate coincidence of time. The reason why in that video I was talking about monthly rewards was because they were released that day that I was talking about them, and people were upset that the tiered segregation didn't actually give you different rewards, so what was the point of having it? I never necessarily planned it to come out on that day because of how far behind we are. It's like people assumed that it was me opening my packs, which is why I prefaced it in the description saying, you know, this is what this video is about. It's not my pack opening. That will come tomorrow, which it did. You got that yesterday. I know some people think that it was clickbait, but I didn't do it on purpose. I wasn't trying to be coy. It wasn't clever marketing. It wasn't me thinking, hey, let me get this one out. It was a genuine question that was asked in a previous video that I talked about and discussed as the main point of that particular video. I didn't do it to try and trick people into clicking the video. It doesn't have more clicks than a particular video anyway. It's getting the same number of views as all the other videos generally do. You know, like 65, 70,000 is kind of low end of views, up to 110,000 of a high end of views. It's in that bracket. It's not like I've, you know, hit front page on YouTube and I'm gaining 1 billion subscribers and oh my god, I'm gonna sleep on a bed of money today because I titled the video. That's not the situation. The situation is literally just an unfortunate circumstance that I even had the foresight to predict, which is why I put in the description what I put in the description. I apologize to those of you that think it was clickbait. I apologize to those of you that think you know, that clicked on that video expecting to see monthly rewards, but you would have seen them anyway yesterday, so happy days. I picked out a whole bunch of comments for today because this video is 40 minutes long, and I bet I don't get through them all because I waffle on a lot. Now, you're seeing me do marquee matchups here as well, guys. I didn't buy a single player for these marquee matchups, which is why I'm not showing you how much I paid for them, because usually I show you in the squad building challenges how much I pay for each one. I had every single player in the club every single time. I didn't buy a single player. I completed all 4 marquee matchups for free, which was great because you get 125,000 coins worth of packs out of this. I was blown away. I was like, amazing. We're going to get a lot out of this. But not only did we complete those marquee matchups, as I said before, I also completed the Zlatan Ibrahimovic Movember squad building challenge, and I completed the Allsvenskan Player of the Year squad building challenge, which you're about to see now. And I did that with players I already had in the club because of the bronze pack method, and 1 inform was needed. The inform that I picked was, you see there as well, by the way, I bought Corchia and Moses. They got hyped up, and then I sold them. And I kind of am glad and aren't glad that I sold them, because I am glad that I sold them because I made good profit off of them. But I'm not. I wish I didn't sell Moses, because he's actually worth like double the price now, because you need a BPL inform, and I wish I kept him because he would have been better served for me. I use that Lopez card, not that specific one. The one that I use, I put onto the bench because I want to continue using the one that I use because I've got Chemstar on him. But that Lopez is like what I pay from 11,500 coins, and that's how much that cost me. It cost me 11,500 coins to get that Johansson. Now, am I ever really going to use that Johansson card? No. But if you said to me, would you trade 11,500 coins for the opportunity to have a rare special card in your club that, you know, is just going to be there forever? Yes, I would, because I know at the end of the year, towards the back end of this Road to Glory, I'm going to be sitting there thinking, thank God I got that guy. I'm a little bit gutted that I didn't get there's 3 players that we could have that we don't have right now, and that is the position change, Payet position change, Gaspar on position change, Douglas Costa. I could have got them, I had the means to get them, and I decided not to get them. And we're going to talk about that potentially a little bit more for the Player of the Month Hazard in the near future. But enjoy these packs that we're opening here, because they're pretty garbage. Brett Van de Krekove, what a great name, Brett, absolutely fantastic name, says, hey Nep, in response to you talking about giving division reward packs, in NHL 17, a game also made by EA Sports, they have introduced an untradeable pack with 3 items which get better as you get in higher divisions. People are pulling Legends Movember cards, which are like the one to watch cards in FIFA, and 90 rated players quite often from these packs. Just imagine what this would do for FIFA, as it rewards everyone, not just the elite players. Brilliant. And I can only assume and imagine that in the next year or two, that sort of stuff has to come to FIFA. Like EA are taking great steps in the right direction with foot champs, with daily tournaments, with the rewards, with prizes, with squad builder challenges. They are moving in the right direction, in my opinion, but they are still a little short of the mark for equality. One of their quotes, one of their kind of like status quo is fairness for all players, like, you know, trying to give a fair game. It's not fair. Right now it's not fair. You are rewarding the good players, not the players, and that isn't fairness. And we're not going to go delve deep into it again like we did a couple of episodes ago, but in general, yeah, that would be amazing. It would be amazing. Imagine, like, you could even have it as simple as this. Division 10 up to Division 1. For winning Division 10, you get a 1 rare player pack, untradeable. Division 9, 2. Division 3, 7. Division 7, 3. Up to Division 1, where you get a 10 player rare pack, all untradeable for every time you win it. And then scale it down per division. So winning Division 1 gives you 10, holding in Division 1 gives you 7, getting relegated from Division 1 gives you 4. Amazing. How simple would it be? It's so simple to implement. As they're untradeable, it wouldn't affect the market for many reasons. But also because most people did, like, I have so many untradeable players in this club I don't even use. A lot of people would also have untradeable players in their club that they wouldn't use, and then untradeable players that they're just keeping to put into squad building challenges. And I've got a lot to talk about on that subject going forwards when the specific comment arises. Adam Heath says, Nep, I have a question. And this is a fun one. This is an interesting one. He says, you always say how you hate it when players shush you or run to the camera. Like, can you find a video in FIFA 17 when I've said that? I would and I'm genuinely asking, if there's a video that I've made, we are at episode 62 or 63 now. If there is a video I've made in FIFA 17 where I have said to someone, or said in a video, when someone shushes me or runs to the camera, it frustrates me, I will eat my hat. I don't say it anymore. But yeah, I used to get frustrated with it in FIFA 16. Who doesn't? Like let me finish reading the comment anyway. It says, yet we constantly see you do it even when it's clear that your opponent isn't doing anything reprobate. I know you say that we don't see the whole games, therefore we can't see the entirety of what your opponent is doing, but surely you think it's a little hypocritical of yourself. Having said that, enjoy your content because you're so sophisticated attitude and justified opinions, just a little curious. And it's I mean, ultimately it is hypocritical. Yeah, like there is a situation that says it winds people up, and because it does wind me up when people do dickish celebrations for no reason, I know that it also winds people up when I do dickish celebrations for no reason. And specifically in foot champs, you want any edge you can get over an opponent. Now, I dabbed before. I used to dab a lot, which is apparently a celebration that people just don't like. And I don't know why they don't like it, but people just don't like the dab. And I used to do it just off of a reflex. Didn't even think about doing it. So I don't do that anymore. I think I do like the slide now or something. I instead of doing RBYY, I do RBAA. So whatever the hell that is, that's what I do. So I stopped dabbing. Like, I will shush someone now if they're either playing like or celebrating like an absolute idiot for no good reason. If there's a good reason, then like it's understandable. You know, if I'm 1-0 up against someone and I've slowed the pace of the game down and they manage to nick a late winner or a late equaliser and then they run around shushing me, fair play, man. Like, you know, you've played a tough game. You're trying to let your frustrations and your anger out through your celebration. You're trying to get in my head through your celebration, and that is that's understandable. But when people like some people literally are just dicks for no reason. Like, you know, they'll be 4-1 down and they'll score a goal and they'll run around shushing and watch all the replays and then pause it 3 times for 35 seconds and they do that because they think that they're getting in your head and they don't necessarily. So the reason why, like, I don't really shush people often. You're actually going to see some shushes in this video, interestingly enough, which was funny because whilst I was editing the video, I was also picking the questions. But it is a little hypocritical. But you won't hear me say I don't believe I've said this year at all that it frustrates me, and yet I do it. I think in the past, yeah, I've said it does frustrate me because it does frustrate me. And even now, if someone dabs on me at 1-0, I'm like, you're dabbing on me at 1-0? But the reason why I have that mentality isn't because of me, because I never saw anything wrong with the dab. It's just a celebration. It's because of the stigma that it gets from the community. If nobody ever said a damn thing about a celebration, people probably wouldn't get upset about celebrations because it's just a celebration. EA have done a good job of like turning that sort of stuff down. Last year, you don't have 3 replays anymore, which is great, because when people used to watch 3 replays of a bang average goal, it's like, dude, come on, like let's go. Last year, people literally used to run to the camera, and one of the reasons why they would shush and then run to the camera is because of the length of time the cutscene of running to the camera takes. Meant it took a lot longer for the person wanting to get back into the game to actually be able to play. On top of that, once that finished, the walk back to the halfway line and the stare on the player's face used to take an absolute age, whereas now it's much quicker. So EA have done really well in trimming those down and cutting out a lot of that frustration. But like, FIFA is like, it's about skill and it's about your mentality. It's genuinely about how mentally apt you are, like mentally able you are, because there are so many little things that trigger people in FIFA that if you're able to trigger someone and you get a win from it, why not do it? Especially with the prizes and the rewards that are on offer nowadays in FIFA, why not do it? That doesn't, and because I will do it, that doesn't mean that I'm still going to get frustrated. Like, it doesn't say that I'm not now allowed to get frustrated because someone does it to me, because that's the whole point of it. I'm going to do it because it frustrates people, and therefore people are going to do it because it frustrates me. Not that they don't know it's me, but they know it frustrates people, so they do it, it frustrates me. I do it, it frustrates them, and I'm entitled as a human being to get emotionally stressed out at someone doing that to the point where I complain, yet still be hypocritical enough to actually do it myself, because it's just the way of FIFA. And in fact, in general, like social gaming, it's a big part of social gaming is the whole aggravating and frustrating people. And it's a sad side of social gaming, because it should be about fun and enjoyment and playing the game. But you know, hey, that's where we're at, man. That's that, you know, like, why go against the grain? You know, go with the grain. Do what happens because it happens, and the reason why it happens is because it works. You know, there's there's that. So yeah, you might hear me complain and bitch and moan every now and then about someone's celebration, and you might see me do a dickish celebration, but know that once that game is done and dusted, I've forgotten about it. And then when it comes to me editing the video, I don't have to justify it, but people are like, oh my god, you say this and then you do this. And the reason being is because it's the heat of the moment thing, isn't it? Like you're not like, FIFA is the only game that does this to me as well, but you're not in complete control of your actions when you play FIFA, as weird as that sounds. But you will send and receive messages, both positive and negative. You will do dickish things. You know, try and frustrate your opponent, wind them up, time waste. And when people time waste, especially by pausing the game for 35 seconds constantly, you're wasting your own time as well. But people do that because it works. So yeah, you will likely hear me moan about celebrations and still do them myself, just because I can, just the way it is, just the way it is. It is very hypocritical, and there is no real justification in it. It's just the way it is. Jam Adil Derejo, you guys have got some fantastic names. Fair play. Says, hey Nep, I just bought 12,000 FIFA points and I want to get the most amount of coins from the points. Should I open packs or play the draft? I usually go out in the semi-finals, so I'll play offline draft. I would honestly say, if you've got the time, dude, just sit there and spam that offline draft, man. Worst case scenario, you are going to get 6,000 FIFA points worth of free packs, because you will get, worst case scenario, you will get a 15k pack and a 7.5k pack every time. Whereas if you just open packs with FIFA points, you would just get the equivalent of the 15k pack. So you essentially get the 7.5k pack for free each time. I have seen, in best case scenario, the best thing I've seen from the offline draft is a 35k pack, 20,000 coins, and a 5k pack. I've also seen 50k packs in draft as well, and 35k packs and 25k packs. So if you do 12,000 of them, that's 40 drafts. You know, that's basically like 45 to 50 hours worth of you having to play the AI, which I mean, that's up to you really, isn't it? Like if you want to do that, but like for me, that's just too much time for it. Like the amount of time that it's going to take you to play those offline drafts, you would genuinely be better served opening packs, selling everything, and then teaching yourself how to trade, and you would make more in that 40 to 50 hour period by doing that than playing the offline draft. The only thing, the other bonuses you get from playing the offline draft are the joy of opening those packs, the joy of building those draft teams, seeing those special cards, the joy of potentially getting an incredible reward at the end of the draft, boosting your record massively, and for the 160 games that you're going to end up playing, getting about 120,000 coins in match earnings that you wouldn't have had previously. So there's actually a lot of positives to playing it, but the negative is the strict amount of time that it's going to take you to play it, because it takes a long time, man. It takes a long time. Yeah, I would say, if you've got the time, do the draft and work it, and if you don't have the time, just open the packs and learn to trade, pretty much. And Man24 says, on top of the current prizes, FUT Champ should guarantee you untradeable packs on top of purely getting X number of games. So if you go 0 and 10, you get something for just playing 10 games. 2 and 18, you get something. 10 and 30, you still get something untradeable on top of the packs you get. And that's got a lot of thumbs up. And whilst I don't disagree, I don't wholeheartedly agree, because and it's surprising that it's got so much like traction as a comment as well, because it still goes against the fair for everyone situation. You're still saying you've got to qualify to FUT Champs to get those things. You know, that's what you're saying. You're saying you've got to qualify, and you're saying if you can't qualify, you're still not entitled to these prizes. So it still rewards good players more than it doesn't, and that for me isn't necessarily a good thing. You won't believe, guys, what's just happened. I cannot believe it. So I had to stop. I was waiting for an email, right, an important email, which is why I kept veering my eyes over to my other monitor, and it came, so I stopped the recording and I came back and I started the recording up again, and I went through so many more questions, and what happened was I double clicked the recording button on the face cam and didn't record any of it. I literally have sat here for the last 20 minutes talking to myself for no goddamn reason. I had some good, interesting points and interesting topics, and one thing that I don't like to do is reread and re-answer the same questions when I make a mistake like this, because the answers that I give initially are real, authentic answers, and then the answers that I try to give the second time, I try to paraphrase exactly what I gave the answer for beforehand, when in actuality it doesn't end up working and I just come across as a condescending dick. So we've still got 20 minutes here, and what I want to talk about, I'm actually going to talk about a few things that I can give a bit more depth to, that I did talk about, that you wouldn't even know that I talked about or not, and I could just be making this all up. I could just be lying. You'd be like, oh, good lie, dude. No. One of the questions was, actually, let me see if I've got some, no, I know I deleted them. God damn it. One of the questions was, would it be relevant, would it be clever to build teams now for example, the Serie A or La Liga, full teams, expecting the blue cards to come from them? And whilst the simple answer is yes, sure, go ahead, the long answer is not really for the major leagues. The thing you'll find, like in the League One, the Lacazette Squad Builder Challenge, many of those teams don't have gold players or only have a few gold players, meaning you need to buy silvers and bronzes, which are extremely rare on the market. Bronzes not so much, silver's pretty rare. So you know, you need to buy the silver players. They're super expensive, and because they're in high demand right now, they're really rare, which makes them even more expensive. EA are dropping silver packs out, which I think is very good, but it's not doing much to dishevel the price of the players. So when you're looking at like the BPL teams, almost every team, I would actually argue that probably every team has a full gold set of players, and the gold players are super cheap. More impressively, the rare gold players are super cheap, and the common gold players are quite cheap. And I find it remarkable that the common gold cards are rarer than the rare gold cards, and therefore more expensive, and yet people still mentally have the image of, let me buy a common gold card because rare card is shiny, can't spend coins on shiny card and put it in Squad Builder Challenge. For example, when I did one of the marquee matchups on my main channel, I could get, for the Bundesliga one, the Bayern vs Dortmund one, I could get Bubba, the left back, for 700 coins. His star price is 650, he discards for 600, and I could buy him for 700 coins. Every single one of the common left backs was at least 1500 coins. What, like, why? So I would say for the major leagues, it's not like, it'll be good to do it because then when it comes, you've got them, bang, you can get it done, get those free packs, get the player, happy days. I would say it'd be more relevant to do it for like the Dutch league or the Japanese league, because these are players that you could start picking up now slowly and surely for a few hundred coins here or there, and then if it drops, boom, you've got them. And if it doesn't, you'll have them there for a squad building challenge that surely does cater for that kind of thing. Because yeah, basically the golds are so cheap, so yeah, it's worth it, but at the same time, it's not really worth it. You know, it's like all you're doing is burning coins now on players that could potentially be cheaper when they come out. In the terms of cheap players, one of the questions was that, well, one of the comments was that a guy had played 300 games. He can't qualify for FUT Champs. He's just not good enough. He struggles, like, he does bronze pack method to generate coins, but he struggles to generate coins. So like, what, you know, like players are too expensive and stuff for him. And my argument to that was, which is exactly what I was just talking about, like with players being so cheap. Gold players are really, really cheap right now. What you'll find is you can get an incredible gold team of very good players who become superstars with the correct chem style for next to nothing. Like, and I genuinely mean next to nothing. You take players, for example, like Rafa Varane. He's like 5,000 coins. He's a great base card anyway. You put an anchor chem style on him and he's just untouchable. And he's the sort of player that you could still use in 3 months and 6 months time, even when the team of the year, the special cards, the team of the season cards are out. He still holds true because his stats are that good and that high rated that he's still a decent enough player. So when you say you're struggling for a player, you're struggling to buy a team, like, you've kind of got to stop looking at YouTubers and social media stars and forums and Reddit that say, get this player, he's great, or don't get this player because he's crap, and start looking at what you have, what you need, and what's relevant to your playstyle. For example, two weekends ago, I played with a very cheap team in the weekend league. I had Jack Butland in goal, who at the time was like 5k. He's cheaper now. I had Hector Bellerin at right back, or Carl Walker at right back, because I bought him for like 20k. He was like the most expensive player, but if needs be, you could buy Bellerin, who right now is 12,000 coins. I had Ashley Williams and Mustafi as my two centre backs. Williams and Mustafi. Let me grab up Footbin. Let me grab up Footbin right now and have a look at how much these two players go for. Williams is currently 1,500 coins, and he has 70 pace, 82 defending, and 82 physical. If you put an anchor card on Williams, he has 78 pace, 91 defending, and 90 physical. Like, you've played 300 games already. You say you already do the bronze pack method to boost your coins where possible. He's 1,500 coins, man. Like, the anchor card as well is like 1,200 coins. So for 2,700 coins, you are getting yourself a superstar centre back. When we look at Mustafi is currently 2,000 coins. Very much similar like scenario. Put an anchor card on him, you've got yourself a good card. And what it comes down to is not overspending on marginally better players, because there's tiers of players, right? You've got like the elites, like the Ronaldos, the Messis, the Neymars, the Bales, that are just like god tier. You've then got like tier 2 players, like the... I would go as far as saying the De Bruynes, the players worth like 1 to 200k, like the Royce, the Ian Robben, players like that are great but not overly expensive, that people might spend a heavy amount of coins on. Where I would argue that you would be better served fanning that out across your whole team and buying solid players that are just marginally low, like tier 3 players is where you want to be going, because you can get really good players for really cheap. Another player that I use that I love using was Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley is currently 900 coins. I used him for an entire FUT Champions weekend where I finished Elite 3. Like, you don't need great players. You need good players with good chem styles, and you need to play good FIFA. If you have that combination of the 3 goods, you will be good. And that's rhyming slang for me. There will be times where a bad player with great team will get covered up from some of his mistakes because of how good his players are. But if you want to be getting into FUT Champs, if you want to get up into those high divisions, you do not need a super expensive team. A 20k team, a 30k team, a 40k team is more than sufficient, and then you can improve and upgrade as you gather more coins. But the bonus that you have as well is that gold players are only going to keep coming down in price. Gold players, because they're in packs year round, they will continually drop in value to the point where they are next to discard, even when they're in squad building challenges. For example, right now, once again, Oscar is a midfielder who is good for squad building challenges right now. He's good for the Eden Hazard challenges because he's 83 rated, so he bumps up BPL ratings really well. He's 850 coins for an 83 rated centre midfielder, who actually is a really good midfielder as well. He has 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. He, if you give him a Maestro card, his shooting stats go really good because his penalties and volleys are so low, the rest of his shooting so high. The overall shooting stat is 82, but it's actually, if you took volleys and penalties out of that, it would be like 92. It's crazy how different it is. Like, and it's crazy how people just don't respect the value of the chem styles and the in-game stats. It's crazy how people just look at the face card stats and feel he's good because he's got big stats here, he's bad because he hasn't got good stats. It's not necessarily always that simple. So with that in mind, like, you could easily get Barkley and Oscar for your midfield, fantastic, and then you played 300 games, you've got some coins. A good CDM option for you would be Nemanja Matic, currently going for 7,400 coins. The dude is a monster. Like, he's a beast. He's 6'4" tall. He's got 81 defending and 88 physical. He's got really well-rounded attacking stats, 72 dribbling, 70 shooting, 76 passing. He lacks a little bit in pace area, but if you add Oscar, Matic, and Barkley, you've got a full midfield with chem styles for less than 10,000 coins that will serve you well. And as I say, the gold players, Matic in another month's time will be 5,000 coins, and then another month's time will be 3,000 coins, and he'll hit a bottom because of the fact that he's always in packs, and because of the rewards they are giving out and the squad building challenges that they're doing that require players but give out more packs as well, player prices will continue to drop, especially for like gold cards, rare gold cards and common gold cards alike. They will both continue to drop. Silver cards are always going to be a bit tricky because of the insurgence of bronze pack method this year, where it's got more pack popularity than ever before. Bronze players aren't really a big issue. Like, there's a lot of bronze players, and I think EA really are trying to counter the silver problem with silver player packs quite often. And me personally, I'm investing in those. You've seen me open some here today. I might have even opened all of them available to me because I think it's worthwhile. Not only was I making 3,000 or 4,000 coins minimum back per 8.5k pack I opened, I was storing players in my club that I know at a future date will have very high value for me. You know, they're like a few of the random Dutch silvers or random Bundesliga silvers. That, you know, a Bundesliga right back might just be that one player that is relevant in a squad building challenge, and he goes extinct. That's 10k in the bag for me. That pays for that 8.5k pack. So yeah, I would argue for you guys, when EA drop silver player packs, buy them. If even with coins, with FIFA points, just buy them. They're worth it. So yeah, you can build really cheap teams. Players will continue to get cheaper. And one thing that I found year on year is that even late on in the game, when there are superstar players, 99 rated cards, team of the seasons out the yin yang, a full gold team will still get the job done. You know, you like when you look at some of the players and some of their attributes, and you compare them to those of the superstars. For example, we'll take someone who I think is a great player this year, if lacks a little bit in the skill department, is Andre Schürrle. He's 81 rated. He's currently 1,400 coins. The only reason why I think people don't like him this year is because he doesn't have 4-star skill moves. However, he has 88 pace, 81 shooting, 82 dribbling, and 74 passing. If you gave him the Hawk chem style, he goes up to maybe I wouldn't even give him Hawk. Maybe I'd give him Engine. What's his actual in-game stat? No, I'd give him Hawk. I would give him Hawk. So when you give him Hawk, he goes up to 96 pace, 89 shooting. Yes, he's lacking a little bit in passing, lacking a little bit in dribbling. But when do you really... Sorry, not dribbling, in physical. But when do you really notice that to a huge extent in the game? Not often. Maybe once a game, maybe twice a game. But again, it's a player that you can use for a long time to gear yourself up towards Marco Reus. Marco Reus is currently going for 130k. In another month's time, he'll be 80k and then 60k. And by the time everyone's got those team of the season cards, you'll be able to afford Reus. Reus has an unreal card, an absolutely unreal. 90 pace, 86 dribbling, 85 shooting, 84 passing. Now you'll have the Reus instead of the Schürrle. Your team is infinitely better. So, like, for those that say I can't afford the good players are there for you. They're staring you right smack bang in the face. It's just whether or not you're willing to use a player that you don't like the name of or don't like the look of to find their true value. One of the things that I did last year was use Aduriz in draft, and I loved him. So I immediately bought him on my main account and started playing games with him in my superstar team with Blue Ronaldo and Blue Messi. And people were like, oh my god, you've got Aduriz in there. And he just performed like a mofo, game in, game out, because his strength and his clinical finishing was enough to make him a beast. He got a team of the season card, it was even more beast. But Aduriz last year, I would never have found him if it wasn't for the draft. So for you guys, take note of the players that I use in my team, because I don't use superstar players. I've increased my squad at such a slow rate that you guys will definitely be able to be where I'm at. You might not have the coins in the bank, but in terms of the actual team that I've got, you should be where I am, because I don't have superstar players in there. Even if I do have a good player, like who was my best player a couple of weeks ago? I had Roberto Firmino. How much is Firmino right now? 3,800 coins. Do you know how good Firmino is? Without even looking at chem styles, his card is so well rounded. 79 pace, 84 dribbling, 80 shooting, 78 passing, 72 physical. If you give him a Maestro card, which is exactly what I played on him for the week that I played that FUT Champions, he goes to 79 pace, 88 dribbling, 87 shooting, and 85 passing. That is unbelievable. He's really tall, 5'11", 4-star, 4-star, 72 physical. The dude is a machine. Even now, I would say go buy him. He'll be great. So for those of you that might be sitting there thinking, oh, I don't have Ronaldo, so I can't win a game. The players are there. The problem you will find is when you come up against someone with that super team, you are just in a bad position, man. You're like, yo, I've come up against a few players with Bale and Ronaldo and I beat them. I've come up against a few players with Bale and Ronaldo where it was the difference for them, where they were like, okay, you know, that Gareth Bale was just so quick, and then when I caught up with him, he bodied me off and he was away. Like, you can't deal with that. Like, that's just, yeah, that's too damn bad. You know, that sucks that he's got Bale and I don't. But there are so many games. I've played now, what, over 200 games of Foot Champions, and it's very, very rare that I come up against super teams. And when I talk about super teams, I mean super teams, legends, Bales, Ronaldos. I don't come up against them often because most people are in the same boat as you, where they're just grinding for their team. So yeah, don't be scared to look at certain cheap players. Don't look at a player's value and think that it defines how they play. There are times that there are players that are like that, where a player is just so expensive because even though they're really low rated, they're just really, really good. But there are times where a player's value is not representative of how they play. And I would say Ross Barkley is exactly that. He's 900 coins and he's unreal. He's amazing. If you wanted other good players for cheap, Wayne Rooney is a great shout. Wayne Rooney is 20,000 coins now. But again, he's a player that you could work towards. Start with Ross Barkley. You've played 300 games. You play 20 more games. You're going to have 20,000 coins. You've now got Wayne Rooney there instead. Happy days. Along with bronze pack method that you're doing intermittently in between, you get that 20,000 coins in 10 games instead of in 20 games. Bang, you've got yourself Wayne Rooney. As long as you manage your coins correctly, you'll be absolutely fine. Now, this squad building challenge and my squad building challenges in general, I've been very hasty with them. I've probably overspent on them. This one I definitely overspent. If you do the math and add the players, I probably overspent by a good 50 to 80,000 coins, and that's so stupid from me. And the reason why I did it is because I had a gut feeling that my 100k pack was going to be amazing. I could see it. I could see a Neymar. I could see a Ronaldo. I could see a legend. My instincts were saying, do this now or forever hold your peace. And you'll see the 100k pack in a second. But Nick's taking his time with squad building challenges, and he's doing them much cheaper than me, much more efficiently than me. And because of that, you would think that he's getting more coins than me. But the way the packs are working right now, because pack value is worth less the more you go on, because those gold players are worth less. Even back when I packed, like I got Otamendi a week and a half ago in a 5k squad building challenge pack, and I sold Otamendi for 22,000 coins. 22 or 23,000 coins. Now, Otamendi's worth 7,000 coins. So, assume Nick packs Otamendi in a squad building challenge pack today. Okay, he got the same player as me, and he might have done it for 10,000 coins cheap, but he's already lost 6,000 coins on the player. And this is Otamendi at a high price because we're Foot Champions. On Monday, that Otamendi card will be worth 14,000 coins or 12,000 coins. In fact, wasn't he worth 12? He was, in fact, yesterday, before this squad building challenge for Hazard came out, he was worth 13,000 coins, and I sold him for 23,000 coins. So, although Nick might be doing them cheaper, he's getting less value for his packs. Because he's like, they just don't hold as much value. However, I still think the way Nick's doing it is probably better. I'm being very hasty with it. I'm wasting coins, but I'm doing that because I want these things. I want these things. I want these cards. I want these coins. I want these special packs. It's how I'm playing the game. You know, I'm probably wasting more coins than I should be doing. But I don't want to sit there at the end of the game. I don't want to sit there in, you know, another 8-9 months time when this road to glory winds down and think to myself, damn man, I've got 800,000 coins. I wish I did that Pro League Squad Builder Challenge back in the day that I didn't do anymore, and I missed the chance, because I want a club full of these special cards. I don't want to miss out on anything. And what I'm finding this year is, as much as I'm churning the coins out in these Squad Building Challenges, I'm bringing them all back in from Foot Champs. You know, I've still got a great team. I've got a lot of big coin balance, and we don't know what EA are offering up. EA have thrown some curveballs in there. You know, you don't know what we're going to get for Team of the Year. We don't know what we're going to get for Team of the Season by way of tournaments, by way of prizes. There's so much to come that I'm just gonna I'm gonna enjoy the highs and the lows of my coin balance rather than being super strict on every single coin. I want to enjoy the coin. I want to take risks in this series because we've already got a good foundation, a good set of coins, a good coin balance, a good team. We've got some very nice special cards. So I want to enjoy the ride and just have fun with it and hope that we get lucky in packs. Now in this 100k pack, I got absolutely nothing. You see 3 big flares there and think, whoa, that's pretty good. It's not. I got 3 of the cheapest 84 rated cards in the game. which sucks pretty hard. Although they will be relevant to me for squad building challenges, especially for the Eden Hazard squad building challenge, they're still not worth too much, which is pretty damn sad. Anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.